Hi, this is Shawn Miller from Inside Line Promotions, catching up with FVP driver Brian Brown and our weekly FVP Racing Report. Brian, you competed in the season opener at Knoxville on Saturday night, finished second to Danny. How would you assess the night?
Oh, pretty good, really. You know, we were able to qualify pretty good, qualify second, and then you know, we weren't that great in our heat race, but we were just kind of in a say retire mode because we knew that Knoxville's usually on a 1 tire per night rule, and they waived that on Saturday because of the track conditions. But sixth in the heat, and then started fourth in the A, and you know, got up to second there, and just kind of followed in behind Danny. And you know, when it's on the bottom like that, you know he's probably not going to make a mistake, and he did a good job, and we ended up second. So we'll take that, put that in our notes, and go back this week and hopefully pick up another spot.
Track seemed to dry out a little bit throughout the night, and you got a good jump on the start to get up to second. Like you said, you were chasing down Danny. Did it come down to he was going to have to make a mistake for you to get the win?
Yeah, pretty. I mean, like I said, he's so good on the bottom, you know, up there, especially when it's like that. You know, it's just when it gets rubbered, he makes it even tougher. You know, a guy of his caliber, his experience, is not going to make a mistake usually. So you just kind of keep yourself in contention, and maybe you just hope that a lap car would slow down in front of him where he had to take evasive action, and you could sneak in there and make something happen. And it almost happened on the last lap. He got held up by a lap car in the last corner there, and I made I'm not running for points there, I'm running for wins. So when I got close enough, I said, we'll just try it, sail it across the center, but just wasn't nothing there to hold me, and just came up a bit short. But good to get back up in Knoxville. A great crowd, I thought, for the first night. Brian Stickle and Cappy and everybody did a great job with the promotion of it, and it was Pella Motors night, and it's always good to have them out, and thanks for their support. And like I said, just hopefully just be able to be a little bit better than we were last week. We weren't great in the heat race, and it's what you're working on all year long. You work on your nationals package. You got to try to get your qualifying piece of it down. Once you get that down, you're like, okay, now we got to work on our heat race, because you can't win the nationals without all three pieces: being good in the heat races, being good in qualifying, and being good in the feature. And that's our goals, to try to win that nationals one day.
And then last night, Tuesday night, you went to Salina with the World of Outlaws. Finished 15th on that track. First time that you've raced there. How did that night go for you? How would you assess that?
Really, we struggled really all night long. Honestly, we just weren't too great. We just honestly just kind of struggled. We hopped that pretty well. We were 9th quick overall, then we qualified 14th, and then struggled in the heat, struggled in the B, and then kind of just went for broke and tried a bunch of stuff on the car to try to get ourselves a little bit better. We were actually pretty decent there in the A. I think we were up to 10th or 11th at one time, and then those double file restarts are just a free for all, and it's good for the fans, but sometimes it's going to be sooner or later it's going to be bad for the owners. And we just kind of got moved around there a couple times, and just glad to get out of there unscathed. And just it's always good to run with those Outlaws. It kind of keeps you up on your game. You know, they're a whole different pace. And to be able to go with them during the week will do nothing but get us better come weekend time.
And Brian, you returned to Knoxville Raceway on Saturday night with another stellar field, another big race. What is your assessment for that night?
You know, there's always the way it looks at Knoxville is going to be a tough field of cars every single night. You know, with Danny and Terry and Mark Dobmeyer and Don Gerald Jr. and Linton Jeffrey and Brooke Tatnell's going to be here from time to time. It looks like so. You know, this year is not going to be probably as tough as any. You just have to be on your game every single time you roll out. And like I said, hopefully we just got to continue to get better. You know, as we just got to evaluate our team every single week and see where we're at, and just keep like I said, keep plugging away and make sure that we're getting better every single week, not get stagnant.
That brings us to our FVP question of the week from Jason from Illinois. He wants to know, how do you take the weekly Knoxville races like you talked about earlier and plan for Knoxville Nationals, the big weekend?
Yeah, we're very fortunate to be able to race Knoxville every single week. It kind of puts us at a little bit of an advantage, if you would so say, against the Pennsylvania guys, the California guys, and I wouldn't even say the Outlaw guys. The Outlaw guys they're so good that no matter where they show up, they're going to be tough. But I think with this new Goodyear tire, it gives us an opportunity to be able to test some different stuff throughout the year. So when it comes time to, here we are ready to try to win the Knoxville Nationals. We've got a great notebook of all year long of our notes to be able to go back and look and see and be able to look and try to make sure we make the right decision when it comes race time. And that's a huge advantage, and I think it showed dividends last year at the Knoxville Nationals when we were on the pole. I think there was 3 or 4 regulars in the top 10 on the final night. So it's just I think it's going to be the same thing this year, and hopefully we can do pretty well again.
If you have a question for Brian, you can email me at sprintcarreporter@yahoo.com with your name, hometown, and a question or two. And then lastly, Brian, talk a little about Justyn Cox, your second driver. He finished second last night, or last Saturday at the 360 Knoxville feature.
he did a great job. You know, I'm really proud of him. It's probably the first night I've really seen he's put a whole night together. You know, as him and as a team, they did a great job. Paul Flynn and Jacob Engel are his two crew guys, along with Justyn, and my grandpa kind of oversees them a little bit also. So he did a great job. He did what he had to do. Qualified, went out late, qualified, put a good lap down, and ran good in the heat. And in the feature, I just told him just to be very patient and just you're not going to just drive by these guys on the outside. Just be patient and keep your line. And he did that, and he came home second. So I look forward. I would be not very surprised to see him win a couple races this year. He's going to go back. We're going to kind of run the first schedule's kind of changed after he ran so well last. We're going to run the first 2 or 3 weeks up there and kind of see where he is point wise, and then kind of base his schedule for the rest of the 2011 season based off where he is in that point. So hopefully in 3 weeks he's leading the points, and we continue to go up there and try to win him a point championship.
All right. Well, best of luck to you both this weekend.
Thanks, you guys, very much. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the races.